All right, here we go. I need a little help from you from yesterday? Yesterday's class, I gave you 3.5 methods to prove triangles are similar. What do you got for me? Here we go. Angle. Side, side with the little tilde. Side angle side with the little tilde. And then we have if triangles are congruent, they are similar. Okay, we're going to start proofs today then. We're going to start proofs. And I got good news for you. 3.5 methods you don't need. There's really only going to be one method. Here's why. When we talked about side similarity and side angle side similarity, what did you guys have to test about the sides? Same ratio, right? They're proportional. How many proofs have I given you this year with triangles that I've told you the lengths of the sides? None. You need to know that to see if the sides are in proportion. So what am I trying to tell you here? Not even going to be options when we do statements and reasons proofs with similar triangles. Not going to be options. The main one's going to be angle. Maybe, probably not, but maybe you could prove them congruent to say they're similar. So here's our main method. If you can get two pairs of congruent angles, shows over the triangles are similar. So it's only going to be angle. You don't have to worry about the other methods. All right? So let's hop into this first one. Let's see, what are we given? The WR and VB are parallel to each other. Good old days, parallel lines. Throw some arrows on those, right? Prove the part A, prove the triangle similar. All right, so I need two pairs of angles because I hate to break it to you, you're not proving these triangles congruent. There's no shot. We have nothing about the sides. So here we go. Going to open it up to you guys today. Call on you guys more than I've done in the last 2 days. I need a pair of angles somewhere. Need a pair of angles. I am going rogue here without the sheet. 7. Amy?
Angle W and angle B.
Angle W and angle B. All right, got it. What type of angles are those, Amy?
Alternate interior.
Alternate interior. There we go. Perfect. That's why I gave you the parallel lines, because parallel lines imply alternate interior angles congruent. Nice job. One pair down, one more pair to go. Because all I need is angle. Doing that again. Where's another pair up here you have for me? Talk to me. Where's the other pair? Ooh, Thomas?
Angle WSR and angle VSB.
Yep. I got the verticals now. I don't know if anybody's thinking, well, couldn't I have just said R and V in step 2 because they're alternate interior? Yeah, you could have. That's fine. All right. I'll go with Thomas's suggestion. No problem. Angle WSR congruent to angle VSB. Vertical angles are congruent. I got to work on my tildes. But everyone's good. You do not have to mention the verticals if you go with both pair of alternate interiors. And then now we're good. Step 4, the triangles are similar. Triangle WSR. Similar, everybody, right? Get out of that congruent habit. BSV, angle. All right, and then there's a part B. It's not part of the proof. You don't have to put it in your statements. You guys have a part B or no? Right? Okay. Part B is, all right, remember, you proved the triangle similar, so that means the corresponding sides are in proportion. So if SB is 10, WS 15, SV is 20, find RS for me. Find RS. So now we got to set up a proportion and solve for RS. Because now if the triangles are similar, sides are in proportion. And if you're worried about what sides correspond to each other, use the similarity statement we just had. It'll show you what So here's what I need from somebody. Give me any side from either triangle. Give me either, I don't care. Pick one of the 4 sides for me so I can start this. Charlie, pick one of the 4 sides.
Wait.
Any of the 4 sides.
All right. Wait.
I got 4 sides up here.
Okay.
I know, like, I just want you to pick one.
WS.
WS 15. Okay. I need somebody to tell me what's the 15 match up with. All right. I've got to make sure you guys have this ability. What's the 15? What does WS match up with in the other triangle? WS matches up with, yep. Tell me the length or the side name. Doesn't matter. Amy, what's it match up with?
SB.
SB, good, of 10. Now, again, this is how I do my proportion. I always do 2 sides that correspond. Some of you may go 15 and X right away and then match them up. Fine. As long as we're cross multiplying the same thing, right? So if I go 15, I got to go X, and on the bottom there, I got to go 20. I don't care if you said your proportion different than me, as long as we're cross multiplying the same thing. So now we go what? 10X equals, what do we got there? 300? X equals 30. All right. All good? All right, one more similar triangle proof where it's going to be a little tougher to find the angles. A little tougher maybe. Here's where the different colors may come in handy, because if you take a look at the 2 triangles I'm asking you to prove similar, they do overlap each other. BAD, triangle BAD, yeah. The big one there. And BEA, the one inside, are trying to prove these similar. And let's talk about the givens. ABCD is a rectangle, and 2 of the segments are perpendicular to each other. So hopefully that helps us out getting a pair of angles. All right, take a quick peek at it before I call on somebody. Where can you find a pair of angles for me somewhere? Remember, they got to be, don't even sniff the sides. They got to be angles for me to do angle, because I don't think I'm proving these congruent. Where can we find a pair of angles? Ready? Here we go. Anything, just throw anything. Anything here. Let's go, Aiden.
E.
I was going to say, watch your mouth there. There's a couple angle B's.
EBA.
EBA, all right, good job. Everybody, EBA, reflexive. It's a full angle in both. Great work, good work. Angle EBA, congruent to itself. Reflexive. Nice, 1 down, 1 to go. I'm glad Aiden picked this one, actually, because that was the quick one out of the 2. The next pair of angles is going to take a little bit more work and a couple more steps. We haven't even sniffed the givens yet, right? What's up, John?
Angle BEA is a right angle.
Good? Whoa. Watch it. Hold on. Let me teach a little bit. Angle BEA is a right angle. So if John's giving me a right angle, that tells me in the bigger one, there's got to be another right angle somewhere. Because right angle's only congruent to another one. Where's the other one, John? DAB, because it's a rectangle, right? But hey, here's the thing. It's going to take 2 separate steps to say they're right angles, because there's right angles for 2 different reasons, right? I'm just not going to say they're both right angles in step 3. I can't do that. They're right angles for different reasons, so they need 2 separate steps. So first, let's go to the first one Gianna gave me, which is BEA. Angle BEA is a right angle. And let me turn this over to somebody else. Why is BEA a right angle? Different than the other one. 1/6. Zeev? Yep. Perpendicular lines form right angles, or some of you might write definition of perpendicular. And now let me ask somebody else, why is angle DAB a right angle? Because that's different than the last one. Why is DAB a right angle? How do we know to put a right angle symbol there? Josh, hello?
Rectangles have right.
Yep, rectangle implies all right angles. Good, guys. Good. Good job. Still got to tell you what, though. Can't say they're similar. I only still have A in angle. I don't have the other A yet until I tell you those two right angles are congruent. And now we're good to go. Questions? All right. I got to make sure you're solid with all this algebra too. All right. Got to make sure you can match up corresponding sides and solve it either factoring or quadratic formula. Here we go. Let's label our sides. AE is X. AD is 1. DB is X. And X plus 2. Before we start anything, I want to talk about why I'm giving you that DE is parallel to BC. Why am I giving you that those are parallel? Here's why. We're eventually going to do this, right? You guys are going to help me set up a proportion. We can't set up a proportion, though, unless I know what about these two triangles. They're similar. So that's why I'm giving you the lines are parallel, because if these lines are parallel, what type of angles do I have right here and here? Corresponding, and then I have corresponding here and here, or a reflexive angle A, and then I have angle. Again, I got to stress that to you. You cannot set up a proportion unless you know the triangles are similar, which we do now. If I didn't give you the lines are parallel, we're not doing this problem because I don't know the triangles are similar. All right. So now that we know they're similar, I need your help matching up these sides, please. Full sides only, not partial sides. Full sides only of each triangle. X plus 2 should not appear in our proportion. All right, so let's talk. I'm going to first call on somebody, give me any side length you want, whether it comes from the small triangle or the big one, I don't care. Give me any side length, full side length that you want. And then we'll start it from there. Any full side, Gabby, go ahead.
1 plus X.
Okay, so you're going to own AB.
Yeah.
All right, yep. So I'll go X plus 1 if you don't mind. All right, just so everyone knows, and I don't expect this from you, I'm just showing you guys, Gabby just gave us side DB. So the way I do my proportion is, I'm right underneath that, I want to know what corresponds with DB. So what side in the smaller triangle, that's not side DB, it's side AB, sorry. Surprised you guys weren't just jumping down my back. It's AB, correct it. How do you teach honors? All right, what does AB correspond with now? In the smaller triangle, what does AB correspond with? Which side? 6. Thomas, what's AB correspond with?
1.
AD, right? Yep. So it corresponds with AD, so that's why I'm going to put this over 1. All right, Gabby made it tough on you guys. She decided to pick a side from the bigger triangle, so I need the other side from the bigger triangle that we know. How long is the other side in triangle ABC that we know? Gianna, you're up.
2X plus 2.
Good. Perfect. I'm talking about side AC now, which if you combine your like terms and make sure we're adding, right, not multiplying. When you combine two sides, you got to add them. I always get a little x squared plus 2x here for some reason. 2x plus 2. And then what does side AC correspond with in the small triangle? So we can finish this proportion. Ziv, back to you. AE, which is x. Good work. Okay, any problem on how I set up mine? If you set up yours differently, congratulations. Are you cross multiplying the same things we are? All right, there's half the battle. Next battle is your algebra skills, right? Cross multiply, probably factor or quadratic formula here. So here we go. X times x plus 1 equals 2x plus 2. Distribute x squared plus x. All right, you guys see a x squared and you see something attached to just an x. You know it's going to be factor or quadratic formula. But not until you get one side equal to 0. And you guys know I love my x squareds to be positive, so I'm going to move the right side over. So when I subtract 2x, it'll become negative x. When I subtract 2, negative 2. Let me repeat what I said earlier. I don't care what method you use, factoring or quadratic formula, but when we're in class together here, I'm always going to factor if I can. All right, anybody know two numbers that multiply to negative 2 but add to negative 1? Multiply to negative 2 but add to negative 1. What do you got for me? Doyle, come on now.
Negative 2 and 1.
There you go. I knew you guys could do it. So x equals negative 1. X equals positive 2. I warned you on the homework. This isn't day 1 where I just circle both and we're good. I got a diagram. If I plug one of these answers in, I'm going to get a negative side, aren't I? So unfortunately, we have to say goodbye to negative 1 because I will get a negative side length up there. Let's see, is 2 okay? Yeah, 2's okay. Questions? Try one out in your group. What do you say? Go ahead, number 2. Try one out in your group. Or not. Full sides only, right? Full sides only.